What is poppin', people? It has been, I say the same thing every time. It's been a minute since the last Wi-Fi battle. I know, but every time I try to get a Wi-Fi battle, damn near every time, 9 times out of 10, battle's trash. I don't feel like uploading it, so I go do something else, or I try to find another battle that's also trash. But here I have a decent one. This is against my boy Sharpedo. Check out his YouTube channel in the description. Got a nice NU battle here. Bro, speaking of NU, I think it was NU. My man Joey used Ambipom so much in NU that it became UU. Respectable. Anyways, he's gonna send out Sneasel. I'm gonna send out Sneasel. Great minds think alike. Or is that true? Or is that false? Because I feel like great minds wouldn't think alike. I feel like a bunch of idiots came together all thinking the same thing and thought they were all smart. You know what? Don't worry about that. Anyways, switch to Hitmontop is very obvious. I'm going to switch it to my Xatu, predicting that. So now I'm in a good position. I can go for a Psychic move. I can go for U-turn, predicting him to switch out. I decided to predict the switch. It's pretty early in the battle. I doubt he wants to lose with Hitmontop, especially when it checks things like Sneasel and stuff like that. But he stays in. He goes for Bullet Punch. Now that's a good play if he was expecting me to not use the Psychic move, expecting him to switch out. But I believe that he doesn't make a good play next turn. I go out to my Sneasel. Obviously, this is a terrible switch in. I've seen that he doesn't have Intimidate. I've seen that he's using Bullet Punch. So I know he has Mach Punch. I know this is a Technician Hitmontop with Mach Punch. So obviously, I'm not going to stay in with my Sneasel. The Sneasel was literally to bait the Mach Punch and cause him to take more Rocky Helmet damage and more Life Orb damage. I didn't really expect him to use Mach Punch, but he did, so that's fine. I definitely wasn't about to throw my Sneasel like that when he has so many Pokemon that are pretty much scared of it and lose to it 1v1. Anyways, I'm going to go for Roost here as he brings in his Sneasel. That is a problem for me because I don't have any switch-ins for Sneasel at all. He could go for Pursuit, which I thought he was going to go for. And since my Xatu is max HP, max defense, I was pretty certain I could take one if I went for U-turn after he went for Pursuit. But he goes for the Sub-Zero Slammer. I was not expecting this at all. I've never seen a Sneasel with a Z move, you know? So obviously there's no chance of survival here. This was a good play on his part because, like I said, I have no switch-in. So whether he went for this or not, something was going to take big damage or die. Especially, you know, even Pokemon that resisted on my team, like Sneasel himself, was not about to take one of those. So I'm going to go out to my Lycanroc. This is a speed tie, I believe. I think it's a speed tie. No, is it a speed tie? It might not be a speed tie. I don't remember. You know what? No, I'm pretty certain it's a speed tie. I'm pretty sure. If it's not, then it's not. But in my mind, I'm sure, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Anyways, he doesn't kill me with Icicle Crash, and he also doesn't get a flinch. And I don't miss Stone Edge, and I get a crit. So that turn was just all in my favor. No flinch, and I get a crit that I don't need, and I hit Stone Edge. Impossible, cuz impossible. Anyways, he's gonna go out to his Hitmontop. Gonna go out to Rotom here because I felt like it was pretty obvious he was gonna go for Bullet Punch or Mach Punch. Either way, I can take both of them. And I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch here. He doesn't have any ground types, and I know he has a normal type that can potentially take a Shadow Ball, which he actually goes out to now. So glad I didn't go for Shadow Ball there. I'm gonna go for Volt Switch. Hopefully I have something that can take this thing out. But yeah, I don't know what other moves Hitmontop would even get to hit a Ghost type. I think it gets like Stone Edge or Rock Slide or something. So I don't know what his set is completely. I know it probably has Rapid Spin on there somewhere, but that's fine. I'm gonna go out to my Judreigon just because I know I can take hits from this thing right here. And I'm expecting his Xatu to come in, so I didn't want to set up my Stealth Rocks. I do have Stealth Rocks on this thing, but I know Xatu's coming in, so I'm actually gonna go for the Gunk Shot, and I'm gonna get the Poison on top of that. So I feel like that was a good play there, just because I knew the Xatu would be coming in. Luckily, I got the Poison because I really just wanted to get the Poison on this thing. You know, I knew a Gunk Shot would do a decent amount of damage at the very minimum, but the Poison is going to help me force him to Roost, which is going to let me bring out my Sneasel, which is exactly what I wanted him to do. So he goes for Roost. I was kind of expecting a U-turn there just because I had it on mine. But like I said, I feel like the Poison kind of goaded him into roosting there just because he knew he was going to be taking a little bit more damage every turn. So here I'm going to go for Pursuit, just because I know he'll most likely switch out. Maybe he thought my set was the same set that he had. Maybe he thought I didn't have Pursuit. But either way, give me them cheeks. Anyways, he sends out his Clauncher here, and this is potentially a dangerous Pokemon just because I don't know what his set is. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go out to my Druddigon. I'm expecting a water move, so I went out to Druddigon just to see how much damage it would do. But I don't really play NU that often, so I don't know how much damage this water pulse should be doing. It does quite a bit, but I don't know how powerful Clauncher is. I don't know Druddigon stats like that off the top of my head, so in my mind, that's perfectly normal damage. I know Clauncher also gets that ability that boosts certain moves, pulse moves. So I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rocks here now that I know his Xatu is dead, but I hit myself in confusion, man. My Druddigon loves them hoes, man. I told you, nothing good comes from that. Anyways, he's gonna go for Hyper Voice. Don't really have a switch into that, so I'm gonna have to let my Druddigon go here. Wasn't able to get at my rocks. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna go out to my Sneasel, just because I know that I outspeed this thing since he has a Life Orb on that Heliolisk over there. I know I can outspeed, go for the knockoff. So here he's gonna go out to his Clauncher once again, just because he knows that he'll probably be able to take a hit from my Sneasel. I feel like it's obvious that I'm Choice Banded at this point. But you guys are gonna see, it turns out that staying in and going for knockoff again would have been the play, because as it turns out, he doesn't go for Aura Sphere like I thought he was gonna do, which is why I switched into my Garbodor here in the first place. But it turns out that he is absolutely Choice Specs, because that did entirely too much damage. Holy crap. He easily 2-hit KOs my Garbodor. But yeah, like I said, I expected him to go for Aura Sphere there. But I guess he didn't really need to, because he's been Specs this whole time. So if he goes for Water Pulse, he'll be able to kill my Sneasel anyways. So I'm going to go for the knockoff now, instead of before I threw my Garbodor in the trash. Dun-dun-tss. Anyways. The funny thing about this turn is, because I knocked off his Choice Specs, he didn't kill me with Water Pulse, but he was locked into Water Pulse because he had Choice Specs before I knocked him off. But I'm going to kill him now. He's going to go out to his Hitmontop. I think that he thinks that I need this Pokemon or something, and I really don't at this point. So I'm actually going to stay in and go for knockoff again, because I figured he'd go for Mach Punch, but he actually switches out to his Delphox, predicting me to switch out, which makes sense. I understand why he did that, but I personally didn't need to do that. He doesn't know that my Rotom is Choice Scarfed, so either way, I felt like I had this battle in the bag, because all I would have had to do was let him kill me with his Hitmontop. I would have gone out to my Rotom, click Shadow Ball. I would have outsped both of his Pokemon regardless, and Hitmontop can't hit Rotom for very much damage. And I'll outspeed Delphox, hit it with a Shadow Ball. If I don't kill it with Shadow Ball, I have my Lycanroc in the back with Accelerock. So I felt like I had this battle in the bag, which is why I just stayed in and went for knockoff anyways. And honestly, there was nothing he could do to win at that point anyways. So the over prediction didn't really matter, honestly, at the end of the day. So thank you guys for watching. I'll try to do more Wi-Fi battles if you guys enjoy them. It's just been a drought, dude. I feel like a lot of people aren't really liking Pokemon right now. There's really nothing new. I'd say the VGC people like Pokemon right now. I feel like people who play casually, people that play, you know, Smogon tiers, might not like it as much. It's just not the same for me right now. But I am going to continue with my playthroughs, and I'm also going to continue trying to do some Showdown lives, maybe some VGC stuff, working on some other stuff too. But I'm sure we'll get Pokemon news, you know, in the coming months. So stay tuned. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow with some Legends of the Arena, probably. And yeah, all that good stuff. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Bye.